Hey, yo, welcome back to the show that is to the fans, for the fans, and created by the fans. Yo, we are back at 49ers Roundup. I am D's Rents. CG Ruthless is back in the building. We've got a full loaded show for y'all today. We got Brandon Ayuk rumors. We got Brock Purdy left off another top 10 list. We got other achievements that are going on with the 49ers. So we're going to drop you in on all the news. So let's dive right in.
Roundup.
Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, catch you for a gram. Damn, pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, catch you for a gram. Damn, pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn.
Hey, yo, welcome back to 49ers Roundup. Like I said, we got a loaded show for y'all, so let's not waste nobody's time, and let's dive right into it. Now, I mentioned this last week, and I was pretty upset about this. So whoever keeps coming up with these motherfucking top 10 lists after seeing Diamador Lenore left off the top 10 corner list 2 weeks ago, and now seeing Brock Purdy being ranked in the NFL top 100, and then not being in the top 10, whoever made this list, man, is tripping.
Oh, I got to say something, man. For those people who don't believe in Brock Purdy being a franchise quarterback or whatever, you want to call this man a system quarterback my ass. This guy is way better than what he's ranked. He's not even in the top 10. Somebody needs to drug test that person. Whoever evaluates quarterbacks needs to get removed from the position because, one, you're not watching the game. You're not seeing how he processes the game. You're not seeing how he operates the fucking offense. The fact that y'all are fucking stupid and clueless. And this is the only time I'm ever going to rant because, one, Brock Purdy is better than what y'all rank this man. Why would he be number 16 or in the 20s? You need to get drug tests.
That's for real, because it's like I said, it is absolutely fucking absurd to see Brock Purdy not being on this list. And like I said this in week past. I said Brock Purdy is the second, third, or fourth quarterback in this league, period. There's four quarterbacks that he has not beaten. That is Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Those are the only four quarterbacks that he's not beaten.
I will not put Joe Burrow ahead. It would be.
I don't put him ahead of Brock at all. That's the fucking problem. But in the head-to-head matchup, what did Joe Burrow do against us? He systematically picked us the fucking part. The last time,
but who did he have? Who did he have as that wide receiver, bro? I'm sick of these people saying Joe Burrow's better, bro. Nah, I've watched college football throughout my years, bro. Joe Burrow was nothing in Ohio State. He had to go to LSU. He had all the weapons, bro. People want to say the same thing about Brock Purdy. I'm telling you, bro, when it comes to my ranking of quarterbacks, Brock Purdy will be number 4 on my list, and it sounds biased. It sounds delusional. I might even pick him over the aging Stafford right now because Stafford he's got 2 more years, bro. We're talking about now. Seriously.
Absolutely. And I got you. And I fully 100% agree with your statement right there. Number 4, that's a realistic number. Because I'm sorry, Brock Purdy's way better than Matt Stafford, and Brock Purdy has beaten Matt Stafford on multiple occasions. Yep. We have beaten around. We play them twice a year. It's 1-1 or 2-0, and we whoop their ass every fucking time we play him. So I don't understand how Matt Stafford is so high on this list. Why? Because he could throw a no look. Come on, bro. That's how a loaded team.
Yeah, but that's how people look at that. But my argument on Joe Burrow, I've said this before. Yeah, when he's healthy, he's an exceptionally good quarterback. But look at the guys he throws the ball to, bro. I'm not trying to sound like a casual fan. I've watched college football for so many years. He had the most weapons from LSU. He came with the Bengals. Dude, let me ask you a direct question. Which wide receivers would you take right now? The Bengals wide receivers or the 49ers receivers?
Right now, it still would be the 49ers receivers.
No. You need to get drug test, my boy.
I might be a little bit biased, but at the end of the day, with the receivers that we have right now, with the Bengals receivers, because there's only one dude, they 1 or 2 guys that they really got.
Jamar Chase is one of the best.
And T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, Jamar Chase. Yeah, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are 2 of the best receivers that you can make an argument that T. Higgins could be a number 1 receiver right now. Who do we got? We got A.G. Mike Evans and Ricky, bro. Come on.
Right.
But that's who Joe Burrow works with, and everybody keeps saying that's why I'm not buying into Joe Burrow being better than Brock. I would say they're equally the same. They're about the same. Think of Coca-Cola and Diet Coke, right? It's about the same. If you take away stuff,
on wild cherry Pepsi every now and then.
But if you take away some of that stuff, you see similarities, right? So if
Right.
Joe Burrow didn't have those weapons, wouldn't he be like Brock Purdy? If Brock Purdy had those weapons, wouldn't he be Joe Burrow?
He'd be less than Brock Purdy.
But you get my point. You get my argument, right? You get exactly where I'm coming from, right? And I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I like Joe Burrow, but they keep forgetting the weapons he works with.
Right. And like I said, we got some weapons this year. We got a few weapons from a couple of years prior. But like
not better than the Bengals.
Better with less, and it stayed healthy on top of it.
Yeah, but not better than the receivers.
Yeah, and despite the fact Brock Purdy missed 8 games, the fact that he's not even on this list is absolutely absurd. Dak Prescott at 6 is crazy fucking work because he gets.
Dude, bro, he's a $60 million choke artist for a reason, bro. He just
he is in the Dak Prescott is in the MVP running. Has been in the MVP run for the last 3 or 4 years. And he's choking every year.
Can somebody ask me how the hell Jordan Love's on the list? Let alone he's not even the best quarterback in that division. Also in the NFC North, he's not even the best quarterback in that division.
Oh,
and he makes the top 10, right?
Right. That's me. Drake May. Drake May's on this list.
One great year, right?
Oh, right, 1 year. Not a whole. Like you compare 1 year to a body of work. Like it makes no sense.
Exactly, but how the hell is Jordan Love in the top 10 when he's not even better than the quarterback in his division? Like Caleb Williams is better than him. Dude, I would take Jared Goff over him.
Yeah, Jared Goff better than both of them.
Yeah, but I would say automatically I would go with Caleb Williams a little bit better upside.
Oh yeah, definitely. As far as that, from an athletic standpoint, yeah, absolutely. And
but
like
Jared
I said,
Goff is an efficient quarterback.
Yeah. Brock skips on the. People skip on the fact that Brock is actually a fucking athlete and that motherfucker can run too.
He moves like a little kid in the playground.
Right. It's almost like trying to see Kyler Murray's little ass legs, but it ain't that. But they ain't that little.
It's a little smarter football mentality, yeah.
Right.
But I feel like we're so frustrated and we express the way we feel. But yeah, bro. So we feel like that's a disrespect for him not to make the top 10. I mean, if you want to put him in top 10, I can understand putting Brock in top 10, but if you take him out of the top 10, then you got to get drug tests. Whoever is working with those rankings need to get fired immediately, just like ESPN just fired everybody else.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And on top of that, and then they always try to say, oh, it's Kyle Shanahan, it's this. And then it's more than just Kyle Shanahan.
It works both ways.
Brock plays outside the box. When he's sitting there playing that Brandon I used to run deep, and he throws it to him, and it's a touchdown. On a broken play, that's not system right there.
Yeah, it works both ways how you do it. Like Brock is playing great, even though you can say it's the system, you can say that, but it takes a certain talent to operate the system. Like you got to be very efficient. You got to have the mental mindset, just like Brock. And you want to compare the Jimmy G Garoppolo comparisons, you need to get drug tests and you need to get the hell out of here with that nonsense. There's a difference. You want to compare quarterback difference. Brock Purdy is the modern era of Drew Brees. And I know it sucks for them to even say that. He is Drew Brees, just mobile, more like, dude, there's similarities. It sounds crazy, but I would put him in the Drew Brees topic.
Oh, yeah, and Drew Brees was one of the greatest quarterbacks.
Small quarterback, but moves efficient.
And I watched him in Purdue. So, yeah, I could see that. And I do see the similarity between like him and Drew Brees and why that would make sense and why you would make that call too. So like to me, him not being on this list as a top 10 quarterback is absolutely absurd. So it's just the disrespect, and it just shows the league, how the league feels, how the media feels about the 49ers. And like ESPN did, they all need to be fucking fired.
Man. ESPN is already starting to lay off some of these analysts, so maybe they might not be that dumber at some point.
Shit, they need to go hire some real ones, like somebody that actually talks some shit. Let's keep it a buck.
The only ones who still have a job is Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith. When is Stephen A. Smith ever going to get out of a job? He don't even care about his colleagues, bro. He's full of crap. Everything he says live about feeling bad for those people, bro, he's full of shit. He knows
That's
damn
why
well he would take the money over his friends any day of the week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And don't let them get into politics. We ain't even need to go there.
I feel bad for some of my workers. I'm from ESPN. How dare you guys fire Ryan Clark? He's a good friend of the show. Dude, shut the fuck up, Stephen A. Smith. You're full of shit.
And you know what? They're all going to be fine. Just like what Cam said too. When Cam got fired, I just watched 4th and 1 just a little bit ago. 4th and 1 ain't going nowhere, and the pivot is going to be just fine. So they're going to be all right.
They're gonna start growing their platforms. They're gonna start getting some of that Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp treatment, maybe.
Absolutely.
I don't think the pivot's gonna go as high as Cam Newton's. I'm gonna be honest. I take Cam Newton's podcast over the pivot, bro.
Yeah, the pivot's a good show, but it's a different dynamic than what Cam.
Than what
does.
you got, yeah.
Yes, it's a totally different dynamic.
It's more of of multiple athletes going into it. Like, I don't think it's gonna be successful, but I don't think it's gonna be successful when it comes to Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton's gonna be the new Pat McAfee.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I expect 4th and 1 to go pretty far, man. And then speaking of other players and back to the Niners, man, let's talk a little bit about George Kittle, man, because he is definitely, we all know, as the #1 tight end as voted by the players. I haven't seen where he is listed on the top 100 as of yet. But at the end of the day, him working out at tight end university and doing what he has done, do you really think he's going to be on track to make week 1 in Australia?
He's pushing really hard. I had doubts because I just think it's too soon to rush. Like, you're coming off a serious injury where most athletes don't ever come back the same. You come with that fact that you're coming off a serious injury, like going into the playoffs against the Philadelphia Eagles, you tore your Achilles, and you figure this guy won't come back to midseason, right? But he's making progress, right? He's making the quick progress to where he can play week 1. I like to believe it, but I just think it's risky.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's 100% risky too, man. He acting like he's Super Cena ahead of schedule. and look, I'm all for it if the risk ain't involved. Of course, he'll get a little bit more rehab, and you're definitely not going to see him at all during the preseason. You might see a little bit here and there during training camp, but it's going to be mostly him doing rehab throughout training camp.
Yeah.
You're not going to see George Kittle, but on the sidelines during the preseason game.
Well, I mean, at tight end, you can tell he was barely running routes, bro. He was running kind of awkward, so you can tell he wasn't fully healthy right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's still doing about 18, 19 on the treadmill right now, so it's still a work in progress. He's still got a little bit of room to get moving, and he's still got the time and the opportunity to rehab is his chance to do that. And hopefully we see him week 1. I would like to see that, like I said earlier, rather than later, especially because we ain't got nothing behind him. And we did talk about Khalil Dinkins, who could have possibly made this roster, but unfortunately, he is on the now PUP list.
So that means he'll miss time. He'll miss some time,
so
but that does leave him open into being on injured reserve to where he can actually be on our next year's roster. That's what it seems like.
So then it comes down to Jake Tonjes and Luke Farrell needing to really have a big year.
Ooh. Speaking of Luke Farrell, I don't know if you saw this video of Luke Farrell. So there was a video of him training and working out and just catching the ball and doing some stuff that he was asked to do. So, man, he got paid a big contract from previous year, man. He's going into his second year of his contract. He knows that the writing's on the wall for him for being overpaid for what he is signed for, So maybe that's your dark horse right there. Maybe he can be your red zone target at tight end. Who knows?
Well, hopefully that be the case because, yeah, I did see that video of him running routes and shit, and his route tree looked solid. I ain't gonna say it was great routes that he was running. The cuts were not the greatest, but that's something that could always be worked on. He probably should have been working on this during the off season or during this time when since he hasn't really been available. But he does play special teams and stuff like that, so I understand why that improvement would be needed, especially with possibly George Kittle not being available come week 1 in Australia. So he's definitely gonna be a guy that's needed.
Yeah, especially. I think last year he only had 2 touchdowns. This may be a shocker. Maybe he gets 5 or 6 touchdowns this upcoming season just as a red zone specialist. But yeah, since we're talking about all these positions like tight end, bro, it's like when it's like after Kittle, Jake Tongues has shown that he can step in and play pretty well. So it's like I just wish we were able to draft that position more, but we never look at that position. We kind of take Kittle for granted too much, man. We try to rely on him too much, which is not a good thing.
Well, yeah, definitely. That's why I was hoping to probably grab like a guy like Kenyon Sadiq in the draft, who would have been a perfect fit for us. A lot of guys had him, a lot of guys had him wanting to go to the Niners, and yeah, he was already gone. I believe 18 to the Ravens. So yeah,
no, because he was moving up draft boards. He was moving draft boards with that 40 time and all that stuff he was doing because he was having that Vernon Davis type workout performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what happens when a guy like Vernon Davis puts up those kind of workouts? You get him in the top 10.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of top 10 guys in the NFL, man, CMC wins the ESPY for Comeback Player of the Year, man. So it was good to see, man. So congratulations, shout out to Christian McCaffrey, man, who's probably going to be in tune to have a big season and who's going to be the focal point of the 49ers offense going into the season. Definitely going to be, like I said, the focal point, but hopefully they'll be able to spread the ball around and Kyle don't decide to run him into the damn ground.
I mean, knowing how Kyle is, he trusts his CMC more than anybody else. So I think he's willing to put him to the ground. But whoever that number 2 running back is, I'm hoping that Kyle can actually trust this guy. Because instead of drafting these running backs, why not play these guys? Stop wasting these picks if you're not going to use them the right way. Part of drafting is you're supposed to play them, not put them in the bench.
Right. Because right now, Isaac Arundo's looking like a wasted draft pick. Elijah Mitchell was another wasted one. A free agency waste was Jerick McKinnon, obviously. So
it was the injury that was unfortunately, but then he kind of showed his worth when he was finally healthy. But then even then, that was too late.
Yeah. So him, congratulations winning this award at the end of the day.
CMC winning that award proved that he was our heart and soul of that offense. So he deserved the reward for sure. If it wasn't for him, who else? Who else would know we would win this amount of games?
Facts. Despite the injury-riddled season that the 49ers did suffer to, and despite making the playoffs and getting to the division round, unfortunately, we did lose to the Seattle Seahawks. But at the end of the day, man, this is a whole new year, man. So shout out to CNC for getting that award, and hopefully you have a big year this year. And then another guy we need to flip to the defensive side of the ball, man. We got Fred Warner being voted the number 1 backer, number 1 backer according to PFF and ESPN. And then when I look at the NFL Top 100, 54.
Yeah, 54, as in like his number 54 or my number 54. That just seems a little too low on the list for him. He should be way higher than that. So I don't understand why he would make the list at 54. Maybe because he missed a lot of time. But either way, bro, him on the football field is a huge impact. So he would have to be top 10 in the damn list, like top 10 on the 100 list or top 5. This guy does everything. Like when he's on the football field, this defense competes and has a fighting chance. Any chance that number 54 is on the football field, you have a chance to win.
Absolutely. And then another person and then when I did look at this top 10 linebacker list, half the names I wouldn't recognize outside of Roquan Smith and maybe Khalil Mack. But Khalil Mack wasn't even on this list.
Khalil Mack's a pass rusher, bro. He's a pass rusher.
Well, yeah, I think they move him around a little bit, but at the end of the day, Roquan Smith was the only other name that I recognized on that list. And outside of Browns linebacker who's been playing pretty solid. I can't say his name. I think it's Charles Swishinger or something like that. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
There's some good ones. I mean, there's some good
linebackers on this list, but I don't think they should be. If any of these names are on the NFL Top 100, they should not be higher than Fred Warner.
I think the one they might overrate is probably Ernest Jones, maybe because he comes from Seattle.
Ernest Jones, that's another good name. Yeah,
that's another one. That's another guy that you probably haven't heard too much about. Then you got Jordan Brooks from Miami, who's actually a tackling machine, but he's not a big name.
Devin Lloyd was at number 10, which was odd. But Devin Lloyd had a solid year last year.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then there's another rumor we now got to address, and I've mentioned this before, and I've said it again. DEEBO Samuel coming back to the Niners. it's rumored Kittle and Juszczyk are talking about guest houses and everything in between. Is there really a shot at DEEBO Samuel possible returning to the 49ers? And while I think it's not likely because of certain reasons, if it does happen, what could it look like?
Okay, so we'll go with the what if scenario, like if it's a possibility. The only way I see this as a possibility for DEEBO Samuel is if the injuries add up at wide receiver. Like, let's say we have some injuries at wide receiver going into the preseason or training camp. Let's say we have a couple guys missing time. Maybe you bring in DEEBO and see how it works, see if he still has it. And then you kind of have a decision to make whether you want to keep DEEBO or that other receiver that you just signed. I think that's where it comes down to. Maybe you get him in the Kendrick Bourne situation where last year we had injuries at wide receiver. We signed him like maybe in the second part of the season or something, the second game of the season. That's where you get him. But I think that's your only best scenario for DEEBO is if an injury at wide receiver happens, then that's when you bring him in.
Yeah, I don't think it was likely for DEEBO Samuel to be coming back at wide receiver. I think the 49ers are pretty stacked, and despite what we have, everything that we have and what we've gotten in the draft at wide receiver, I didn't think it was likely. Emmanuel Acho mentioned this as well, saying that if he did come back maybe as a third wide receiver, he'd end up having to play special teams more than likely. Of course, he'd be a solid kickoff returner. He does not have really a whole lot of punt return experience. So, I mean, that's a Jordan Watkins situation in an essence. So, and him coming back and maybe playing that wide back role, if they did bring him back into camp, I'm seeing he could possibly end up trying to end up a second back as well and maybe playing the right back role. But at the end of the day, if they end up getting him and keeping him, someone's going to be an odd man out, and it might be maybe Jacob Cowan.
Yeah, it could be one of those unfortunate situations, but that's your likely scenario. I just don't see it right now. Like, if we're having multiple injuries at wide receiver, yeah, we're gonna call good old DEEBO Samuel for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, like George and Juice said, they got guest houses waiting for you. So if the 49ers make it happen, they're gonna make it happen. I definitely would love to see what it would look like with him in addition. And having all these kind of weapons on the field, especially with the stacked Rams roster that we got to face twice this year, definitely DEEBO Samuel be a good addition to the team. Now, if in anybody he beats out, if he had to really try out for that third spot, he really would have to beat out Christian Kirk, and I do believe he could do that.
He could be Christian Kirk or Demarcus Robinson personally, but I don't think we need that kind of guy right now.
Right. Yeah, definitely like to see what it looked like. But at the end of the day, I think the 49ers are going to be solid. I don't think DEEBO's going to be the move. I think DEEBO's probably going to end up finding some odd team. I feel like he would look good in a Ravens uniform. Honestly, I can see DEEBO Samuel in a Ravens uniform, to be honest.
Yeah, probably in a weird way, he could fit in pretty well with the way they're running their offense, maybe.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't mind him on a Dolphins uniform, actually.
Yeah, he probably fit with the Dolphins, too.
Because he could be played in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the wide back thing and him maybe getting back into that role possibly would get his way back onto this team. But the 49ers aren't looking to go that route. And I think they're pretty simple.
I wouldn't mind him with the Chargers, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think him going to the Dolphins seemed like a very possibility.
Oh, definitely. Even the Browns need a receiver.
I would hate to see him on the Raiders, but I think it wouldn't be out of the picture. Maybe he would fit well into their offense.
The Raiders need receivers anyway, so
having DEEBO would actually give him some type of offense besides Brock Bowers.
Right. The Raiders need to do something, but he could be a fit there. And another one that's hitting in fucking news this morning is Ronaldo Green, bruh. Is he on the hot seat? Because I've been hearing about that as of this morning, and Jack Jones likely getting a chance to start. Now, originally, I do have Ephesian Price fitting somewhere in this equation, but is that really going to be the case for Ronaldo Green? Is he really going to be on the hot seat? Even though he's the best cover corner that we have?
I don't even think that. I don't know where you're getting this hot seat from. I haven't heard nothing about hot seat. I just think he's just. Here's the issue. if Jack Jones is having a good camp, that's a good problem to have. But Ronaldo Green is safe at his spot regardless. So the hot seat topic to me just sounds like fake news, sounds like nonsense, bro. I haven't heard nothing about it. I've heard mixed things about how people feel about Ronaldo Green, but at the end of the day, the guy's the starter. He's already proven himself. I don't think the Niners have any plans to dude, I've said this from day one with you, bro. I don't think the cornerback's the issues, bro. I think it's more about the depth pieces and all that stuff. Like Jack Jones, if he has a good camp, that's a guy we're probably going to keep on the roster for sure. Him and Nate Hobbs are competing for that role. Price Stock is probably the guy that's going to have to compete over Luter, if I'm being honest.
Oh, yeah. I think, that cornerback room is going to be something insane, but
going to be better for sure.
Really just went on social media talking about the 49ers did not sign him to be a backup. So he's looking to be Jack Jones is trying to be a starter.
Yeah, he's looking to try to be a starter, but dude, Ronaldo Green is a proven starter for us. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a proven starter. I mean, he was up and down last season. But like I've just looked over the stats, bro. He's statistically a better cover corner than Diamador Lenore.
Well, statistically, he's a gambler when it comes to getting interceptions, but Lenore's just our better cover guy too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Renardo's like the best cover corner that we have. He has better cover skills than Diamador Lenore.
Yeah,
we would think that with those two, it would be solid. But yeah, this is just coming up. This came across the wire. This is from Matt Miyoko. So
no, but Jack Jones, that's what we expected him to be. I think that's what we signed him for. I think we're going to have some injuries at cornerback for sure, and you're going to have Jack Jones or Nate Hobbs fill in that role pretty well. And then Price Suck, if it has to come down to an emergency injury or something, then you get that guy ready. But I think when you look at the cornerback depth piece, it's pretty good this year. It's better than last year. I like our backups. I like our starters. I'm confident with Ronaldo Green as long as he gets it fixed. He fixed some of his mistakes, but he's a consistent cover corner. Lenore's proven to be a really good cornerback. Upton Stout is just a damn good slot corner. You have Jack Jones, who has proven to be a quality starter and actually been a gambler when it comes to interceptions. Nate Hobbs has shown that he can be a capable starter too. I mean, you got guys like Darrell Luter, who's probably on the battle at the last spot, but I think Price Hawk might take that spot over him, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what that 49ers secondary is definitely going to be looking like, because there's a lot of question marks there. Who's going to be on the other side? Is it going to be Green? Is it going to be Price Hawk? Is it going to be even up the Stout, moving to the outside? Who knows?
I don't see competition.
I like to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't see competition at cornerback, bro. That's a lock spot already. I don't see it. Like Jack Jones is competing for a roster spot, so I think if Ronaldo Green's he's gonna have to look really, really bad for him to lose his spot. He's a starter regardless.
And I don't see Price Hawk with the size and everything. I cannot see him not being on this football field at all.
There's a lot to like about him. He's a lengthy DB. I think the crazy part is Dante Whitner was talking about, hey, instead of having him play corner, why not have him play safety?
Yeah.
Good idea or bad idea?
In between, unless he's a hitter.
He's a good tackler. He's not afraid of hitting.
Well, if he ain't afraid of no contact, I can see it happening because, like I said, the size makes a difference. That's why I can't see him not being on this football, being on the field.
He's got potential.
They can't keep him off the field. With a guy that size and stature, dude, you can't keep that off.
We keep fourth-round pick players most of the time.
So, yeah, I definitely see that cornerback room could be a toss-up, but if you feel like it's a lot, man, we'll see what happens. There's still the preseason.
From the lineup, bro, it's a lock. Ronaldo Green there's no question on his job. I don't think it's a question. He's one of our top corners. Ronaldo Green is proven. Lenore's proven to be our starter. Upton Stout has shown to be a good slot corner. I think what we're looking at is the backup spots. Jack Jones, I think we signed him because in case injuries happen, this is the guy we can count on.
Definitely. Yeah, and speaking with training camp being underway, I believe the rookies report, I believe the vets report next week. So far with training camp and everything going about, who you think is going to be the most interesting player in camp? Because there's going to be a lot of stories.
it's always going to be somebody that nobody hears about mostly, and then they have that momentum. The one player who I think is going to make some noise, and it's going to be Grayson Holton. He's just going to be the 1D tackle during training camp that's just going to have a good performance, and he's going to have it throughout the preseason. And it's going to be like a questionable competition. Like maybe you look at this guy and you think, man, this guy should have been a higher pick. I think Grayson Holton's going to have one of those camps where people are going to be wowed by this guy.
Definitely. I think that's probably a good one. Another interesting player who I thought would be interesting in camp. Of course, we got top pick Deshaun Stribling, who's definitely going to be who's probably going to be expected to make an impact in some type of way immediately. But I don't feel like that's going to be the most interesting story in camp. I feel like the most interesting story in camp is probably maybe Fred Warner, who's going to be coming back from that injury. It's going to be somebody coming back from injury and see how they rebound. I think Dre Greenlaw is going to be an interesting story in camp.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting ones, but the one that's going to catch people by surprise as a guy coming off the radar is we're going to have a certain player that didn't even make our roster previously, and he's going to make a huge impact to where maybe it's going to be hard to cut this guy. Because last year we had this guy. He was working out really good throughout the offseason, and for some reason we couldn't even keep him on the roster. And you know who I'm talking about?
I think because not ringing the bell off the top of my head.
They call this guy the baby Hulk, bro. This guy was a workout warrior.
You talking about Nick Martin?
Not Nick Martin. No.
I think he's gonna make it. He's gonna be an interesting.
No, the guy that we got from undrafted, bro. That dude was a beast. Mm-hmm. Like he's the Hulk, man, baby Hulk. The guy that we got undrafted from Washington.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
Nah, this guy has been working out insane, bro. Like he's been putting work. Like look him up. It can't slip on my head.
It's like his name's not ringing a bell.
No, like he's the
drafted him too. Or no, you said this dude was on the team last year.
He was on the team last year, but cut. But
you talking about Jalen Graham, are you not?
No,
because he had a because he did solid, but then he ended up on the.
No, he's a Hispanic one. He's a Hispanic one. I forget how you say his name. But he's the Mexican Hulk. But I
can't think of his name.
He's from Washington. We got last year.
I can't think of his name.
Dude, how come things can't slip in my head?
Yeah, like I say, he really just slipped my fucking brain. Like I can't think of his name right now. Like
give me a second. I'm gonna have to look it up, bro, because my brain just doesn't process it. I'm gonna look it up.
Because that's definitely gonna be a very interesting take. Interesting.
I think he's gonna make a strong case. Let me see.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
It's just his name just doesn't pop up on my head right now because
it's that's what I'm saying. I do the same thing. I'm like, yo.
Like he must have, but I'm gonna look him up, try to make sure I get it correctly. Ah, shit, man. Like he's a good one. He's actually the one who should have made the roster last year, but he didn't make it because of the numbers game. He's the guy from I'm trying to look it up because I don't know why.
I was hearing about Garrett Wallow.
Garrett Wallow's another guy I've heard about too, but
Luke Gifford did pretty solid at the end of the year.
Trying to remember his name, but he's the Spanish guy.
Sure.
He wears number 55, I believe. They call him the Hulk. Man, why does it not pop up in my head?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Oh, Sebastian Valdez. There you go. Yeah. Sebastian Valdez. This guy is going to be the one that's going to have a great camp, bro. This guy's going to be unblockable. Dude, did you see his workout in the offseason, bro? This guy lifts like a fucking car.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I remember now that name didn't ring a bell because, he had a really solid year last year. But even though he did not make
preseason all that, and he got cut.
He had a really good
dude, okay. So when we're looking at his workouts, bro, like it took me at least almost a full minute to figure it out. Sebastian Valdez, bro, this guy is lifting a fucking car on a workout, like kind of like in the weightlifting. He's lifting like it's like he's lifting a freaking car. Like, this dude is built like nobody else, bro. Like, I don't know how the hell this guy is even like freaking.
Oh yeah,
insane, bro. Insane. Like, he better not be cut, bro. Seriously.
well,
like, I don't see no reason why
somebody's gonna have to take a cut because if they go,
this guy's built different, man. This guy's built like he's built like a freaking freight train. Like, this guy works out. It's like he's lifting cars, bro. Like, he's just a monster. Like, how the hell are you gonna cut this man? He's just strong among boys.
Well, I mean, they got him listed as a defensive tackle too. So,
but he might be one of my sleepers. He's one of my sleepers.
He's definitely gonna be one of those guys. I feel like Ephesians Prysock could have an interesting story because I like I said, you can't keep 6'4" off the field.
Yeah, but I think for a guy like Valdez, bro, that's going to be hard to like cut this man now, because if he does it for a second time in a row, bro, a team's going to want this guy.
Yeah, somebody he gonna end up signing with somebody if he ends up on somebody. If he ends up on the practice squad again, somebody's gonna sign him.
Hey, look at this, bro. Tell me if this is what, dude. That man is built. This man's built different, dude. This is absolutely 4 plates he's lifted on like that.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
That's gonna be somebody to watch out for, man. If he can manhandle Brando or those other centers, bro, he's gonna have a good camp. He's gonna be the sleeper.
That could definitely be key. Somebody's gonna be making an impact, and that's definitely gonna be one of the very interesting stories to see who actually makes.
I see a strong
roster too.
I see a strong case that he does make the team, because our deep tackles, we got rid of some of the other guys, so we're going to need some guys to fill in for rotation, and Valdez is going to make the team. I don't see no reason why. The one guy who was undrafted from Tennessee, he might make a strong push, but I would go with Valdez on this one.
Another interesting story that just pops in my head, and I keep mentioning this name, Jalen Stroman.
Oh, yeah, the safety from Notre Dame that you're talking about. That guy is a good tackler, but not fast, but he knows how to make tackles.
So I see him having maybe a solid preseason, maybe just enough to make the team,
or just practice squad,
or definitely practice squad for sure. But
he might need another year to develop.
I'm really interested in seeing what this defense is going to look like, especially the secondary. I definitely have a picture in my head of what it should look like, or what it could or should look like. And I can sit there and name who should be back there and who shouldn't be. But at the end of the day, man, what are the real reasonable expectations going into this season for the 49ers? Is it Super Bowl or bust?
Well, we got to see how it plays out in the first part of the season. I think we still have that expectation of Super Bowl, of course, but we're competing with 2 of our divisions, and you got the Rams and Seahawks. If we can win those division games and we get on an early hot start, I could see us going further down the stretch. But to me, you're asking something too soon. I would like to say, yeah, we can be a Super Bowl contender, but then you want me to say, I don't know. It's question mark. So I'm going to say, I don't know yet. It's kind of hard because you got to compete with 2 of your divisions.
Yeah, you got 2 division rivals. Both teams are really good. One's a Super Bowl champ. The other looks great on fucking paper. So you guys, so at the end of the day, I definitely expect the 49ers to fit somewhere in there. I feel like reasonable expectations, definitely the divisional round again. At least that to that point, maybe the NFC Championship. For a lot of fans, we're all gonna say, hey, Super Bowl the bust, because we have the roster. This roster does have potential to be a championship Super Bowl roster. If everyone can stay healthy for the most part, we've got a really good team. I feel like certain pieces need to be in place. We do have an older roster as far as offensively. Definitely got a mix of everything in between on defense. But at the end of the day, the older offense is guys who Kyle obviously trusts, who's been in the system, who knows the system. So even bringing DEEBO Samuel back definitely could be a fit. But at the end of the day, the reasonable expectations for the 49ers definitely is going to be making the playoffs and smacking everybody in our division. That's the expectations, regardless of who it is.
Well, if we win our division, then I like our chances. But if we don't win our division, it's more like we might make it to the conference championship or get in divisional round. But if we win our division and get the number 1 seed, you know how that goes, right? It favors us to go to the Super Bowl that year.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yep. At the end of the day, it's going to be a tough out in the NFC. There are a lot of good teams in the NFC. The Eagles are still up there, a team to be reckoned with. Even though they lost A.J. Brown to the Patriots, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Rams clearly are a force to be reckoned with. The Vikings could be something great too. So
they're a sleeper. They're a sleeper team that I might not.
They're a sleeper team. And then the obvious is the Green Bays. They could have a fall off because I don't believe Josh Jacobs is with them anymore. So
no, he's on the roster, but I think this is the year that the Packers have a really declined year to where things start to fall off, and there's always that certain team that falls off, and I think Packers are in that category because this division's getting tougher for them. I think the Bears are making strides to possibly compete for the playoffs, and maybe the Lions make a comeback to what they used to be.
And if I'm not mistaken, Josh Jacobs got arrested recently.
Yeah, he got arrested, so he might face his suspension possibly.
Yeah, so I think it was domestic violence or something. So yeah, I see that. I don't see that roster doing a whole lot without him in the backfield.
And I see Jordan Love kind of regress a little bit this year.
Oh yeah. Like I said, that top 10 list is absurd.
Yeah, I mean he has his moments, but I think he's going to have a regressful year.
And one last rumor I needed to address, and it's the fucking clown show again. We all are done with Brandon Ayuk to this point. Luckily, he hasn't done anything stupid on social media. But rumor has it he's in contact with the 49ers. He's been in contact with the 49ers, or the 49ers have been in contact with him. But of course, that's per Grant Cohn and whoever fucking source that he rostered.
It's nothing but rumors. It's nothing but all I see. But it's at a point where he's already burned the bridges. What conversation does he want with the 49ers? He's already been badmouthing this team. So you're at the breaking point where we want to move on, but we can't because this guy does not want to come to the facility. If you come to the facility and do your physical, you can get cut and we can move on. But the longer you keep playing this waiting game, the longer you're not going to be on the NFL, bro.
Yeah, because like I said, the ball has been in Brandon Ayuk's court for the last 5 or 6 months. The stupid antics and all that stuff, and all he had to do was apply for reinstatement, show up to the facility, either force a release, trade, something in between. Because the 49ers are going to do that immediately the minute you file for reinstatement. And he should have been done that, and he'd be in training camp already with another team. Maybe not the Commanders, because now you just shot them down, so they're not interested anymore. And the more you keep talking and doing dumb shit, Brandon, you're just burning the bridge with the rest of the league as well. So
yeah, I mean, there was the guy that was going to help you get. He was probably going to vouch for you for the Commanders, but now that you kind of said stuff, I don't know if he's down for that no more. I
doubt that highly. He still doesn't have an agent. Apparently, he does have to have an agent to file for reinstatement. I'm not sure if something he has to do he could do himself. But at the end of the day, for him to do it, he still got to step up, be a man, mature up, show up to the facility, do what you need to do to get cut, released, traded, whatever the fuck you got to do so you can go to another team. And hopefully you ain't going to be sitting on the side, and better stay in shape because you're going to be doing the same thing DEEBO do, is sitting on the side and wait.
Yeah, but the only difference with DEEBO is at least he's working out. At least he's putting some work in. So maybe there's a chance he will get signed. But unlike Ayuk, the more he keeps playing this stupid game, it's gonna continue to hurt his stock.
Well, yeah, and also difference between him and DEEBO too. He likes to send shirtless pics of himself to Kyle Shanahan. So maybe that might buy his way back onto the roster.
Yeah, and he's talking his way back to the Niners, so maybe he does want to get back with the team, but we'll see. They say, it's not always greener outside.
Yeah, he went and tested the waters, and it did not work out in his favor by any stretch of the matter. So at the end of the day, man, we like to thank the faithful for pulling up. We like to thank everybody for pulling up. Make sure you like, follow, comment, and subscribe, man, to 49ers Roundup. And at the end of the day, man, thanks for CG Ruthless for pulling up as always, man, and we are out.
Roundup.
Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn. Damn, fuck a hood, catch you for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, catch you for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who